morning, traders. I'm Dennis Dick.
And I'm Joel L. Connon. Welcome to Pre-Market Info.
We are seeing sector rotation. A lot of your tech stocks not looking pretty in the last few weeks, but your financials continue to be strong. They are up again here this morning, especially your European financials on good Basel news. There's some new stocks in the Big Ten, so your levels that we do on the site will be doing levels on Google and Procter & Gamble. And Apple, I don't know what's going on, but it's weak here again in the pre-market, down another $5, just out of favor. Some stocks are in favor, some stocks are out of favor, Joel.
Yeah, just the trend that you talked about with the tax being a wreck continuing this morning. Apple, weak close, smashed through Friday's low. Could we be heading to that magic $500 level again? Then you mentioned the financials continuing their strong rally from Friday. Overall, just looking at the S&P, we stuck and made a new high for the move at 1463, but sellers came in quickly after that. And we have a support level. It's a support level of the day, of the week, of the month, of the year. 1450's got to hold. And as long as we stay above that level, we're still good to go north. But, boy, it sure looks like we're going to test it today.
Yeah, obviously some of these stocks are driving the market higher, and other stocks are driving it lower. We've talked about it for the last few weeks. You are seeing sector rotation, but no sector has been stronger than the financials. Bank America has just been marching, continues to march this morning. A little bit extra news. Bank America actually announcing a settlement with Fannie Mae. That's got the stock settled, or trading up $12.38 now on 3 million shares. So Bank America strong here. Once again, there is news on Basel too, which is driving up some of your European financials and all your financials overall. They're going to give them 4 more years. They're going to give the banks 4 more years to meet international liquidity requirements. They're going to give them greater flexibility. So kind of watered down the Basel a little bit here, and that's what's driving the financials up here again this morning. Even looking like a stock like Citigroup, there's a new 52-week high for Citigroup as well.
Yeah, just go to that Bank America chart. I mean, before that news came out, you had a potential triple top at the 1205, 1215 level. Now we've busted through that in the pre-market, made a high very close to 1250, actually a 1243 high. Looking on the longer-term charts, you don't have any major resistance in this stock until the high back from May at 1271. But just keep an eye on these 3 lows that we had, 1188, 1190, and 1193. That it also supports a big gap area. I'd be playing it for the long side, but I would not be surprised to see that gap filled out, over the next week or so.
I don't know. I think these stocks, it's obviously getting a little bit overdone here. I mean, we're at $9 on Bank America in November. We're now $12.37. So if you're buying it here long-term, short-term trades, obviously it's been working. Long-term investing, I don't know, man. I think I'd like to wait for a pullback as well, so I do tend to agree with you. JP Morgan here breaking out again to 45.44. I'm looking up in the book. $46 looks big to me. Only trading up 8 cents, so it's kind of lagging some of your other financials, which are up a little bit more significantly this morning.
Yeah, going on that J.P. Morgan, going back to March and April of this year, you did have a double top, 46.35, 46.49 area. So we're still a stick away from that. That would be your major resistance. J.P. Morgan did tick over 45.70, 45.72. It was the high in the pre-market, and all this major support here. 3 lows between 44.20 and 44.44. So call that 44.20 major support.
And we talked about a few of the techs not looking that great. Obviously, Apple leading the charge down again here this morning, down another $5. But quietly, Microsoft got up there 2 days ago to that resistance area once again, the top of that channel that we have drawn up there at the 27.65, 27.75 area. Man, that is major resistance. Falling off $1 here now and getting towards the support area, which it has found support down in the low 26s around 26.20. Can we get down there today and try for a long there again, Joel?
No, I think you got to wait to the 2630 area. You had a low at 2637 only four trading sessions ago. Low of the move's been 2626. There's really no reason to step in before that. I believe a downgrade kind of hit him on Friday, so that was part of it. But boy, this tech is just so weak. It's really surprising that the market made a new high on Friday with the techs being so weak.
Yeah, IBM was weak as well, obviously trading down. It did close okay, came back later on in the afternoon, but really weak right off the hop, as you can see on Friday. And then it did bounce back, but the chart's not that great on that one either. I mean, it put in a double top. You could go back to Wednesday and Thursday and that 196.30 or 196.35 and 196.29. So it's as close as to a double top as you're going to get on a $190 stock.
Yeah, and then going back to the 19th of December, it made a high at
196.45.
196.45, and then
Yeah.
you had another high at 196.75. So the resistance is very, very well defined in the IBM. The support is not. You do have major support just under 190, 188.84 was the low before that gap up day on the debt ceiling deal. So I'd have to wait for this to come back and fill that gap before I'd be licking my chops on the long side.
But not all the techs. It's funny. A lot of the techs are weak, but not all of them. Some of your dogs that we were talking about before that weren't performing well are starting to hold up okay. Here's Intel. It's not selling off with the overall other tech stocks. 2139 was the high on Friday, low 2105. Lazard Capital must be kind of looking at the relative strength here because they upgraded the stock this morning. It's just trading up just a penny here on that upgrade. Lazard's not that influential, but 3 days we've kind of hung up here ever since that run up we had. I think it was back on Tuesday
Yeah, well, you got to look at what
or
Intel has
Monday.
done. Going back since June. I mean, this stock was well over the $27 level and just hit the skids. Got under 20, traded under 20. Could have bought all you wanted under there. Made a low at 19.23, and now you're getting a little bit of a bounce. Could be just a dead cat bounce here. I'd be keeping an eye on the 2150 level. You've had three highs between 2138, 2148. Until this thing can get above 2150, I think you have to assume the trend's still down in Intel.
Amazon getting upgraded by Morgan Stanley here this morning, and this is another one that has been strong. 259.15 is where it closed on Friday. It's trading up at 264.49, so you're getting up here
Oh.
into a major resistance area. This is real interesting here. If we could break out and start getting above this 264, 265 area, there has been major resistance up here. You think we're going to break out, or are we just going to fail up here?
Oh man, I mean trading up $5, trading up over the all-time high at 264.11. Keep an eye on that. If it comes back down below that during the session, I would not want to see this thing. 265.40 has been the high in the pre-market. I don't know. I can't be buying this stock above 265. I'd wait for it to come back down and short it under 264.
Breakout's a breakout though, so I don't know if it starts to get above 265. It does become interesting. Maybe you got to wait a day or two for it to settle and close up above 265 and get a little base before it starts to take off there again. I'm
If
not
if
sure.
if I bought it at 265.01, I'd have a 264.99 sell stop in there.
You don't want to let that thing come back and fill that gap back down then. So, a few other ones I want to highlight here. Yahoo actually getting downgraded at Bernstein this morning. It is trading down 20 cents here, 1963.
Yeah, it made a nice high over the $20 level. Traded 20.32 on Wednesday. Now coming back under. Now you got an interesting level. You had a double bottom here in 1972. So if you can get back above that level, I think you can get back and test the $20. That will probably be sellers will be stepping down again to that 20, nice round number like that. Coming down below that, I see the next major support level at 1928. But This stock has just been on a tear
Really
since
has.
October. Yeah, 1565 to over 20. Be interesting to see what they can do with their next earnings reports. When's the last time they made money?
I don't know. Well, they're starting to turn this company around a bit, obviously. But what I don't like about this from a long perspective is this breakout day over 20. It couldn't hold and immediately closes the next day below 20, because what that does is you had a lot of shorts probably holding on, and it gets above the $20 area, and basically they all cover and scramble out. So now what you have, and you also have people playing it for the breakout that possibly get caught there. So you might have the short-term participants a little bit too long here. Obviously, with the trend too being straight up, it's been, people have been long this thing for a little while. So what I see here now on this downgrade is a potential where you could get those people that are long the stock a little bit nervous in the short term, and it would not surprise me if the stock started to drift down to the low 19s to try to get their stocks. So I'm not loving this chart here just from a technical perspective. Lowe's getting downgraded at Canaccord this morning. Stocks trading down just on 2,100 shares. Very light volume, 35.19. Here's a stock. If you get back into the mid 34s, you had some nice support, but I don't see much until that area.
Made a new all-time high on Thursday at 36.47. No, excuse me, it wasn't on
40.
Thursday. Yeah, we had an all-time high. Yep, all-time high is 36.47. Last week we got up to 36.40 before peeling back. They are taking it through the major support here. We had around the 35.55 to 35.70 area. So now that will act as resistance if the thing can manage a rally. Besides that, I mean, I really wouldn't look for major bidders to step out in this stock until the 34.60 level. You had three lows at the end of the December, three lows and lows at 34.54 to 34.61.
We got a couple new additions into the Big Ten, so you'll be doing levels on two new stocks. Google is the first one that's gone into the S&P 500's top 10 market capitalizations. 738 is where it's trading at this morning, just up on 3,300 shares. But looking at this chart and looking at the Apple chart, I always watch the Apple with the Google, and there's been this divergence that's been happening for the last month. We've talked about it. Apple here is down $5. Google's holding on, but man, this Google just keeps on marching. It just drifted, just cut below 700 4 trading sessions ago, and then bang, 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 we're up at 740.
Yeah, it's like that earnings miss never happened
Yeah, back here.
during the middle of the day. The smart stock has come all the way back. I can't. What I've been saying on the show is I've been saying, protective sell stop. If you're not trying to pick a top, then maybe try and sell it, on some weakness. I think I'd have to move that up now to, the 730 level. You had Friday's low at 727.28. You are trading $8 above that. I'd call 730 minor support. And then when I was doing the numbers on this monster, I didn't see the major resistance until 759.42. And that was the high of the day of the,
Right, the big down move.
well, yeah. So I mean, whew, if you held on through that break and the consolidation and the break under 630 and the move back over 700, and you've been holding this stock for a long time, boy, you should be looking between the 740 and 760 level as perhaps an exit point, or just keep moving your sell stop up.
Procter Gamble also popping in the top 10 market capitalizations in the S&P. 69.07 is trading down just a couple of cents here this morning. Here's a stock that's had a nice rally too in the last few trading sessions.
Yeah, it's kind of made one. It's just been hanging between 67 and 70s. Got over 70 a couple times and it's failed. Major resistance at 69.50. That was Thursday's high. I don't know. You got to imagine, after another run like this, another shot at the $70 level. Probably some pretty big sellers in the book there. Coming back on the downside, we do have a minor support at Friday's low. 68, 68. But once you get below that, things kind of open up until the mid 67s.
Since we're talking about the Big Ten, let's just focus on a couple other ones. General Electric here. There's a stock that popped up, obviously, with the big market move, but got into that 2150 area, found resistance again, kind of put a double top in there, and then had this quiet trading session on Friday, real tight range. I don't know the last time I've seen a 16-cent range for General Electric, so real inside day there. What do you think's going to happen today? I'm seeing support down in the 21 area and resistance up at 2150, but you're kind of in the middle here.
Yeah, I got a 21 to 26, and over here in the United States, that's a 14-cent range. But coming back on the downside, you do have that support at 21 to fill the gap. If in fact it does break 21, you do have really you got minor support at 2075 and no major support until 2050. But it just seems like every time this stock has like a $2 pop or a $1.50 pop, real quick like that, people just have no problem selling it or shorting it and just waiting for it to come back in. There's never like a big drop. Like General Electric never creates a new product, or they never do anything exciting just to, wow, GE, man, I got to own it. It just seems just sit around 20, 21, 22
Been there a
for,
long time now.
yeah,
This
forever.
21, 22 area. Yeah, if you go back to the weeklies we've come out and basically hung around between 20 and 23 for the better part of all last year. So it's been a quiet stock. I mean, it's quietly paying you that, I think, 3.5%
Right. Yep.
dividends. So,
Good point.
if you're sitting on it, you're making a lot better than the treasury rates out there. But same time, you're right. It's just been quiet, on products and stuff from General Electric. I mean, it's so diversified too. They're in every industry here. So hard to say where GE goes long term, but short term, 21, 2150 looks like the range to me. Overall thoughts on the market here. 1461, we got up there on Friday. We kind of took that high out. We got up to 1463, but then we peeled back a little bit. This morning we're just quiet. We're down $1.50, trading 1450, 625. Can we pop up there and take that 1463 high out today?
I just don't see it with the techs, unless the techs participate. I'd see us, perhaps getting back up and testing that 1460 level again. As I mentioned before, you got to keep an eye on 1450. I mean, as long if you're a long-term bull, you're holding in here, nice round number like that, backed up by two double bottoms. You just got to stay bullish until you take that out. The question is the herd long enough? That after the reaching the deal on on the budget and everything, a lot of people piled into this market. Here we are at 4 or 5 year highs. If we're gonna go and break out, we better do it over the next day or two. I think we're gonna flop back down to 1430.
I don't know. I don't agree with that because I think you've caught and you still caught a lot of people short. You've had a nice 2, 3, 4 days of consolidation, quiet trade here, and I do think we're gearing up for another up move here. It's just my own opinion. I know we're up at resistance. It's so hard to buy the stocks when they are up at resistance, but you do have the financials breaking out. You do have some other dogs that we've talked about that are performing well. You have some laggards, which is a concern, like Apple definitely has been a laggard. But if some of those other stocks start to turn around, or if those laggards start to turn around, and these financials can continue their run, maybe we can break out and get above that 1463 area.
All
So
right, so you're taking 1476 before 1436.
sure, let's do it. We'll do our usual bet there. I think we see 1476 before 1436. So we'll do our usual bet there, Mortimer, and
Okay.
we'll go from there. So anyways, have a great trading day, guys. We'll be back with you tomorrow.